Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. Hello, it's Emmy. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be building a wasabi sundae. So it's going to have wasabi ice cream and it's going to be topped with all kinds of wasabi snacks that were sent to me by my friends Satoshi and Shinichi over at TabiEats. I will put a link down below to their channel. Thank you guys so much for sending these to me. So over on their channel, they're going to be tasting a super spicy potato chip. It's called the No One Under 18 chip. They actually sent me way back a No One Under 18 Japanese curry that was so hot I got sick afterwards. I'll put a link down to that video down below if you want to see me feeling ill. But Satoshi and Shinichi very kindly didn't want to send me something so spicy, so they sent me a bunch of wasabi snacks to taste instead. So first I made the ice cream. So I found this recipe on SMB's website. SMB is a manufacturer of the classic, let me show you. Where is it? Yes. And you can find this in most Japanese homes. SMB wasabi, prepared wasabi in a tube. This, of course, is not real wasabi. This is mostly horseradish paste that has been dyed this signature green color. Real wasabi is a root that grows underground and it grows in mountainous areas, and it's a beautiful plant. I'll put a link down below. I actually went to a wasabi farm. So traditionally you would use a grater that's made out of shark skin. So it's got this kind of toothy texture to it. And you take the root and you rub it in a circular motion and you get this finely ground paste of fresh wasabi. And it has a very similar kind of smoke your nose brain action that horseradish does, but it's a little subtler and has a very distinct flavor to it. I love wasabi. Love it, love it, love it. It's like mustard gas. It kind of just affects your sinuses. It's very different than what happens when you eat a chili pepper. It's not so much on your tongue or in your palate, but it's more in your sinuses and your brain and your eyes. And the pain dissipates very quickly, but it's very addictive, similar to kind of like chili heat. So first things first, I had to prepare my ice cream. And this is really simple because it uses a pre-made vanilla ice cream as the base. So the first thing you're gonna do is make a wasabi paste by using 2 tablespoons of wasabi powder and mix that with 4 tablespoons of milk. Now mix this well until it forms a paste and let it sit for 5 minutes. So this was a really potent mixture. It made my eyes water, it made my sinuses burn. Yeah, it literally made me cry. It was like off-gassing like mustard gas fumes. Yeah, if you saw that my Insta story. So I wanted the ice cream to have a nice bright green color, so I added about 20 drops of neon green food coloring. Add 7 tablespoons of whole milk plain yogurt. And then 1 cup of vanilla ice cream that I've let sit on the counter for about 10 minutes so it's nice and soft. So once that gets well mixed, place it in the freezer and allow it to refreeze. So I think what I'm gonna do is spread out all the snacks, give them a little taste, and then build the actual sundae. And this is made by Joypack, and this is a wasabi rice snack. These are little chilies and it comes with peanuts. Very cute. All right, so I'm gonna chop up some of these peanuts and we'll sprinkle that on top. Itadakimasu. Delicious. It's actually the peanuts that have the wasabi flavor on it. The peanuts taste like a really great roasted peanut, not salted at all, and just fused with a little bit of wasabi flavor, kind of mustardy. Tasty. They are salted actually. They are salted, but they don't have the salt on the outside, probably boiled with the salt. And these are rice snacks, so they taste like kind of like rice cakes, but much crunchier. And they have kind of a little sweet and salty glaze on the outside and a little touch of chili. Next, I'm going to try this one. And these look like they're nori wasabi snacks. So there's some beautiful crispy nori, which is just a seaweed. And inside is a rice snack right there. See that? Woo! That is delicious. Outside has that lovely crisp nori flavor, and the inside you've got a rice snack that is deliciously crunchy and very intense wasabi flavor and heat. Excellent though. I love it. Quite spicy, but delicious. Woo! Woo! It's a very interesting reaction and experience, very different than chili heat. It's intense like chili heat, but it kind of starts at an isolated point and then kind of dissipates and expands throughout your head, through your tongue, through your sinuses, through your brain, and then it dissipates pretty quickly. Chili, on the other hand, kind of has a lasting burn. And then if it's really, really hot, you can feel it burning down in here, which is always very worrisome. Wasabi is a little bit different. It kind of just explodes your mouth, hangs around, and then it's gone pretty instantly. Wasabi chizo okaki. So this looks like a cheese cookie. Let's see if we can open it. Cute. Mmm. That's interesting. It has a rice cracker crunch and a very distinctive cheese flavor. And then it finishes with a little wasabi. Boonk. The cheese flavor is pretty intense in that. I'm not sure if I like the cheese flavor so much, but the wasabi is kind of surprising. It comes at the end and it's kind of stealthy. It's not so much of a flavor, just that kind of flaring heat. And my light is flickering and it's driving me crazy. Next, let's try these. And these look like a potato snack. And let's give those a taste. Ooh, those are good. Great crunch. Kind of similar to a potato chip, but a little bit more substantial. Excellent potato flavor. This one's more about the wasabi flavor and less about the wasabi heat. I'm not getting that huge like flare nose like action. And it has MSG in there for sure because I can't stop eating them. Yum! This one too is individually wrapped. And these ones look like the inside of these nori ones, but not wrapped in seaweed. Almost identical, eh? All right, let's give that a go. Oh my goodness. Spicy. Yep. This one is the strongest by far. It instantly makes my eyes water and my nose flare and my tongue kind of tingle, but it's delicious. That one is spicy. That one actually momentarily made my tongue burn, but it instantly makes my eyes water. But just like that, the heat is gone. Super fun. If you've never had wasabi before, it's delightful. Love it. Lastly, we have this one, and this is a nori snack. And oh my gosh, look how stinking cute these are. They're like little baby pieces of nori. Ooh, those are good. Nice and briny and salty, seaweedy. And the wasabi flavor is there, but it's not just about like frying your brain. It's really about flavor. These are delicious. Now that we've tasted all our snacks, let's build the sundae. Here's my ice cream out of the freezer. Ooh, it's much icier than, oh, I had hoped. Oh, there we go. One ball of ice cream, great. This reminds me a little bit of like a perverse take on my halo halo video. Have you seen that Filipino style ube mountain sundae? Yeah, but this is a very interesting take on that idea. So I'm gonna put some of these potato snacks around the outside, I think. Those were delicious, they're my favorite. Cheese ones here, and then I'll add some of these extreme ones on the outside. Chocolate sauce. Oh yes. Peanuts. Doink. All right, let's taste this madness. All right, here we go. Itadakimasu. God. It's not, ooh, it is spicy, but at the end, it does not taste very good at all. It tastes very wasabi. There's definitely enough wasabi powder in there, but that combination with vanilla and sugar, not a very good one. It's very harsh. The color's right. And it's got a little slight kind of grittiness to it, which I'm kind of surprised about. Yeah, if you were blindfolded, you would definitely know that's wasabi. And it's got some heat to it. I was very curious to see if the milk at all dissipated the wasabi intenseness like it does with milk. So that has to do with capsaicin, which is the chemical ingredient that's found in chili peppers that gives you that fiery heat reaction. So that chemical is fat soluble. So when you drink something like milk, which contains fat, it dilutes the capsaicin and kind of removes it from your tongue. And that's why it kind of helps alleviate some of that heat. I don't know what the chemical ingredient in wasabi is, or mustard, that creates that fiery sensation, but it doesn't seem to be too dissipated by the cream in the ice cream. All right, now let's try the ice cream with some chocolate syrup and a nori snack. Actually kind of almost like that. That had a nice little dollop of chocolate syrup on it, which gave it some sweetness. You heard the big crunch from the nori snack. The nori's in there, but I love nori, and it actually is okay. It actually is an improvement on the ice cream. I think it has to do with that texture. It's a bit of a distraction. All right, let's try it with the extremely hot one, the ice cream. Let's see if that changes it at all, if it reduces the amount of heat. Here we go. I think it does. It kind of tamps it down a little bit, and also the ice cream is literally cold. So I'm not having as an intense or fierce of a reaction. And that could be the combination of both it just kind of diluting it, like in the most literal sense, because there's more stuff in my mouth, but also that it's, you know, physically cold. So yeah, that actually makes that very, very tolerable. All right. Yeah, this whole sundae business is not a bad deal. All right, now let's try just the nori. Let's try the piece of just seaweed. So texturally that doesn't work so well because you lose all that delightful thin crunch with the nori, but that saltiness is a really great combination with the sweetness of the ice cream. Let's try the potato snack one. I love Frosties and fries. Have you had Frosties and fries? Yeah. Yeah! That one works too, because it's still really crunchy. I think if this were to sit a while, not so much, because everything would lose that big crunchiness. But yeah, potato and ice cream, it's actually a great combination. If you've never had Frosties and fries before, so good. So there you have it, the ultimate wasabi sundae. And for what it is, it actually wasn't too bad. Big thanks to TabiEats for sending me all these snacks. Be sure to head over to their channel and check out their 18 and over potato chips. They're gonna be dipping them in chocolate. I hope they survive. And big thanks to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Subscribe, and I shall see you in my next video. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. Wasabi sundae, oh yeah, I'm not a singer.